Hi, this is Steve from Appsplanation.com, and this is a video in Appsplanation's What the Hell series of videos. In this case, it's What the Hell is Syncing? Syncing is a word that gets thrown around quite a bit using computers, using smartphones, and things like that. And the reason this came up at all, I was doing a tutorial on another application in which I was throwing the word syncing around liberally, and the person said to me, what the hell does syncing even mean? I have even no idea what that means. And this isn't a stupid person. Basically there's two types of people who use technology today. You have the geeks like me that are, we're interested in how things work. So putzing around on a computer and pushing different things and just figuring out how things work is just natural to us, and as a consequence, we can hop into new devices and computers and programs and very quickly understand what's going on. There's another type of user, though, who needs to use technology and doesn't really care how it works. It is not interesting to them at all what the mechanisms behind, how the software does what it does. Nothing wrong with that, really. All types of people in the world. It doesn't matter that you don't care how it works. For the results-oriented user who just wants it to work, I think they'd be perfectly happy if they could just do it by telepathy and just think, do this, and then the computer or the phone would just do it, and they wouldn't really have to understand anything at all about what was going on. Fortunately, technology is not quite up to par there yet. We can't just think it and have it be done. We do need to sort of get into the nuts and bolts here and there and make things happen in order to use these devices as efficiently as possible. So, syncing in of itself is an extremely simple subject, and this is not going to get complicated at all. I'm not going to open up any apps. Not going to give any long lectures or anything about computers and how they work or anything like that. This is just real basic, what does sync mean, so that when someone's throwing the word around, you just sort of instantly understand what that means. And the best example of that is just, you'll notice I've got two clocks up here, well actually three clocks, but right now I'm in Minneapolis, and it's 2:53 a.m. And this is the time that's currently on my iPhone. If I go over here, I'm running a Windows PC, and I've pulled up the system clock, and the system clock on this PC is 2:50. So if you notice, we're basically 4 minutes off. And how you describe that is unsynchronized. In other words, these two numbers are not the same. Used to see this all the time in movies where they were doing bank heists and military raids and stuff like that. And if you're gonna rob a bank, say there's three of us, and one of us is supposed to cut the power at 3 a.m. and then I'm supposed to run up at 3:01 and whack the security guard over the head, and at 3:04 the getaway car is gonna pull up, back into the front doors or something like that, smash them open, and then we're going to jump in and haul ass and get out of there. Great plan, but if we're all wearing watches and our watches are 4 minutes apart, there's no way that plan could work because we're unsynchronized. So before we start the heist, we all get our watches together, we all set them to the exact same time. When they're set together, we are now synchronized. And really, that's at the heart of what synchronization is. It's just making things the same. If you and I wear the same color outfit, you could say we were synchronized. We're synchronized in terms of color. In reference to computers, when you're syncing, all you're doing is making information the same. And like in this case, if I was syncing this phone to this computer, all I would be doing is making information on this phone the same as information on this computer. And it could be something like photos. We could sync photos so that all the photos that are on my phone are also showing up on here. We could sync music, same thing. Music files on here, exactly the same on here. So they've been synced. And there's really nothing more complicated to it than that. It gets thrown around a lot, I should say, now because of the cloud computing phase that we seem to be going through. And it's cloud this, cloud that, blah blah blah. But all the cloud is a computer somewhere, or a series of computers somewhere. There's some computers sitting in a room somewhere, and they have information on them. And it could be music, it could be books, it could be just any random computer files. But when you're syncing to the cloud, it's just the same basic thing. You've got one device, be it a phone or a computer, and you're making that information the same as the information in the cloud or in the other computers, wherever they might be. It's not really very complicated. Different applications might approach how they accomplish that in slightly different ways, but you don't even really need to know that. Usually there's just one button that says sync, and you hit that and you're good to go. Now even some things are doing it automatically without you even thinking about it. So maybe we will get to that world where you can just have things happen and not have to worry about how it works at all. But until then, you will be required to sync some things, and whenever you hear that word, just think, make the same, and you should be good to go. Thanks for listening to the video. That's all I got. Have a nice day.